Everyone, welcome back to the final match of the night. We are in the FSL Grand Finals for the Thailand Qualifiers. It's a best of 3. I'm Granite Candylism. Oh, with me is Raimi Raiko Kuzami.
Yeah, thank you for getting the name
Third
right.
time. Woo! Woo, feels pumped. Alright,
Yeah.
so we are heading into our final game of the night. It's a best of 3. We've watched the lower brackets. They played through it. We have now come down to Illuminate, Candylism, who are playing our winners bracket finalists, who are going to be
Close behind Esports, and they'll be playing a best of 3 to see who will actually go on to win the entire Thailand finals, Thailand qualifiers, and move on to play in the actual FSL competition as well.
Yeah, we're looking forward to see. This is such a huge undertaking project, right? They've gone from just a single region to now expanding across Southeast Asia, and they're playing with so many different teams who are now looking to try and play into the final competition. I think there's like $1,000 prize pool. Oh, not $1,000. There's $1,000 for first prize waiting at the end of this journey. So, that I think anybody wants that kind of cash, right?
Because if you look for a female sports competition, you never seen such kind of prize pool just for female players as well. So this is actually a very big competition for female players within the Southeast Asia, so the league itself.
Yeah.
So we have Thailand, we have the Philippines, we even have Singapore and Malaysia as well. So big countries looking to actually represent the country as well, have some pride representing their own country, winning the tournament as well. We're actually bringing some flair to their own country as well. Like, Thailand, best female esports league country. You want to have the pride, especially when you think about history as well. Malaysia, Singapore, Singaporeans want to win over the Malaysians, even the Thailand.
That's true. You sit in the same server, eventually some kind of rivalry forms, right? So we're looking forward to see what these guys have, what these girls have to play this game. Pronouns, man.
Yeah.
Get it through your head. Alright, we're looking to see what these girls have to bring to the table as we move into this final BO3. We're waiting for them to get started. So far, we've seen pretty standard pick and bans. It's the same high-buy kind of situation. They should be moving in to get things started. I'm quite curious. What do you have? Do you have any kind of expectations in what they might try to bring to the table in terms of different kind of places? Because we just saw Illuminate Candylism play, right? So what do you think about that? Did they do it right? What are the things they did right? What are the things they did wrong? And what do you think they can maybe try and bring into this next game?
I feel that Illuminate Candylism actually managed to punish an opponent very well. They know how to take advantage of small mistakes made by the enemy team and use it to their advantage. But I want to see them being more proactive, because in their previous game they're the one falling behind, but it's because of the mistakes of the pistol palace that they actually managed to come back. So right now I want to see them actually take the initiative to go forward as the one with the advantage instead of playing behind, because you might not know that close behind Esports they might not make a mistake in the previous game, in this game coming up. So if they don't make a mistake, how are you going to come back?
That's such a difficult situation. Okay, so if you come ahead, then you give close behind a chance to close from behind.
Yeah, they are close behind.
Yeah, so what do you do? Do you go for the early game and then let close behind, try and close from behind, or do you
go by the side?
Go by the side.
Go by the side. So yeah, looking at the bans right now, you see standard bans coming in, Cassiopeia, Aurelia, Urgot on the blue side, and on the red side we see a Clad ban coming in, and Nocturne and Galio. So this Clad is definitely a target ban towards the top laner of close behind Esports.
Yeah, a lot of frontal engage being removed right now. You get rid of that Nocturne, the Clad, the Galio. I'm loving the Lissandra pickup. That's a very strong standard pickup here, especially without many other priority picks. Aatrox, definitely another champion that's considered very high priority right now. I would like to see something like maybe an Aatrox Camille. Just kind of get that out of the way really quickly.
Yeah, so Camille has not been picked for the past 2 games we've witnessed. So I'll be very, very surprised if actually Camille doesn't get picked for the 3rd time, because Camille is such high priority. How can you just let it go?
Yeah, that's very true here. So I'm watching. This is a 20-second timer. They might not pick the jungle here. That's a very real possibility. But I want to see them go for it instead. Maybe hopping for the solution. That's a very early call. I'm not sure whether that's necessary or not. Yeah,
because the past 2 games we've witnessed, the ADC hasn't been the priority for both teams, because they want to focus on solo lanes as well as the jungle. So EC Lucian being picked in the first rotation is actually a bold move coming in from the side of Illuminate Candylism. So it means that they have so much trust on their ADC as well to do something. And now Sejuani as well as the Renekton locked in for the side of close behind Esports, so they have locked in all their solo laners as well as the jungle. But it might be a Lissandra bottom lane. You know, you kind of have to play around the flex.
You want that so bad, don't you? You're just like,
but-
you just go, oh man, what would it take for me to get a Lissandra bot lane?
I just want to see something else other than meta. You want to see something that doesn't play by the meta. Oh, I'm not gonna see Renekton something.
Hey, they bring in Sion. Oh.
That can be a top lane, bottom 80 carry, and you can see Lucian mid lane. You want to see different. Renekton can actually go to the mid lane because sometimes you see against the Aatrox, people actually put Renekton as a counter, and Renekton can be flexed mid and top. So yeah, there's definitely some flex potential here. You can even see Lissandra flex as well. So close behind the Esports actually managed to get a good first rotation picks coming in. So because you don't really know where is which champion is going where yet, but I definitely know Sejuani is going to the jungle. So close behind Esports, very good on the first rotation. Very curious to see what they have in store in the second ban. So second ban phase as well as the big phase as well.
Yeah, second ban phase, now things have been a little bit more streamlined. We're looking to see what supports they're looking to go for, what jungle and what ADC in this case. So that's there are not that many options left available, or at least not very high priority options. You still have a lot of the strong supports right now, but a lot of the ADCs that you're gonna go pick up against in lane are going to lose against whatever Lucian partners up with. Lucian has so many options in the form of supports that Lucian can work with. I would say, even if something like a Morgana, that might be something that Lucian could try to work with.
But you see that the Braum is being banned, and Braum Lucian has been one of the most devastating combos in League ever since the Worlds 2018, where it was brought over by Uzi as well as C9. So these two combos has been very, very dominant. And now you see Rakan as well being banned out, and Kai'Sa will be the final ban on the side of Illuminate Candylism, and close behind Esports. They should ban out another support, which I think they should ban. Will be the Leona, because Lucian Leona is also another very strong combo, but they decide to ban the Thresh.
Yeah, Thresh might just be more of a comfort pit situation than it could be then a really strong pick right now. So they have one more champion slot to go and look for before they have to go for this final pick. Looking like it might be a Nami. Nami.
Not really very intrigued by the pick, especially since you can actually pick something like the Leona. The Alista is up. Why Nami?
Yeah, I mean, Nami is kind of like, okay, yeah, you have some CC, you have some disengage, but really, you know, what is Nami supposed to do when you get Sejuani ultimate? When you get Lissandra ultimate, you get hit by the Glacial Prison, you get absolutely destroyed. There's no counterplay.
Yeah, by picking something like an Alistar, you can actually dodge the CC with your ultimate, so it actually has more priority. So why Nami? Nami is going to be the target of focus for the side of close behind Esports, and I feel that Illuminate Candylism actually fall behind in terms of the picking drop, and Alista hovered by the side of close behind Esports. I love it. That is what I want to see. Alista hasn't been picked for the past 2 games, and finally being picked. Let's see something. And now the last pick hovered is the Zac, and Jughead Zac in the previous game was.
Okay, I'll give it to Jughead. Jughead plays a pretty mean Zac. She should be fine against this. I mean, would have liked to see aggressive junglers, but you know she did really well last game. So this should be a pretty solid pick for them overall.
Zac in the previous game was so good in terms of her pathing as well. So Jughead really has shown us that her Zac is not to be messed with. But Sejuani in the previous game, if she can play to a win condition that we have actually mapped out in the previous, as compared to the previous game, I feel that the side of close behind Esports should play better in terms of the mid and early game. But in late game, they have insurance in the Vladimir. The Vladimir late game is disgusting.
Yeah, but, I mean, well, looking at the way the lineup right now, definitely looks like Lissandra is gonna go mid lane. This is such a missed opportunity. Lissandra goes top, Renekton goes mid lane. This is an easy counter.
What if they lane swap?
Okay, that could be a possibility as well.
But that's a possibility as well.
That might be something that they want to try and do. Maybe they could have just switched champions, or maybe they're going to go for a lane swap. But as you mentioned, late game Vladimir. I'm not sure what keystone Vladimir is going to work with this game. I think that's definitely going to be very largely impactful towards how strong Vladimir is late game, right? Because if Vladimir opts for something more early game oriented, he's going to be able to take down this Renekton with the help of Zac. But he won't have that kind of late game power that you're kind of expecting. But if he goes for that for a late game, more late game scaling kind of build, he's just gonna walk in, press R, watch as the entire enemy team has to walk away because the health bar gets chunked out by like 30-40%.
Yeah, and the 2 keystones we want to. There's actually 3 keystones. So the 3 keystones we want to highlight here is definitely first the Electrocute.
Yeah.
Electrocute Vladimir is very strong, especially in bursting down somebody. But if you want to play to dominate lane to skill even faster, there's always Kleptomacy. Especially against a Renekton, it's a melee champion.
Yeah.
You can't abuse the Klepto, especially now with the changes in Kleptomacy. You can get double items per spell used.
Yeah.
And the last one is Face Rush. You can run it down. So 3 options for the Vladimir. I'm very curious to see what she picks. But if it's against a Renekton, I would definitely have said Kleptomacy because you can abuse it. You can get your items even faster, so why not go for the Kleptomacy? But we don't know whether they're lane swapping yet, so that's probably in the mind of the Vladimir. Should I take Kleptomacy? Not very sure as well. But now, Aatrox going for the Ignite, Nami also going for the Ignite, Zac going for the Smite. So when I look at this team comp right now, I feel that for the side of Illuminate Candylism, their priority right now is just shove mid, go down bottom lane, smash bottom.
Yeah, I think that definitely makes a lot of sense, right? You just walk down to the bot side. Nami definitely has that setup. Pre-6, Elsa not... Okay, I'm going to say Elsa not tanky, but Elsa is really tanky. Let's be real tanky. Let's be real
until
here.
level 6, because you have damage reduction. That will be very tanky for them.
Yeah. He's like tanky. Like Elsa's like tanky throughout, but Pro 6, there's not much you're going to do against Elsa, right? With that being said, so they have some space to work around, maybe try and look for a couple of catches onto the bot lane in the form of Illuminate, right? They want to try and find a couple of catches onto the bot lane with the Zac's help. Otherwise, we should be seeing them win the lane straight up. I think for most of them, they have pretty solid matchups, so I think Jughead should have a pretty easy time, I think.
Yeah, and then for the side of close behind Esports, Sejuani and Lissandra have so much CC, they can actually go gank any lane and probably secure a kill. So I'm looking at them moving to the top side because punching Vladimir, especially after the pool, will be something very easy to be done with the side of close behind Esports. Lissandra and Sejuani's chain CC, you have the W, you have the ultimate of the Lissandra as well as the Sejuani, and you even have the second stun coming from Sejuani. There is no escape for Sarah. Yeah.
You just get that WQ LSR combo, then you get a couple of shots from the Sejuani, a couple of shots on Lissandra, the endless CC chain. I mean, one good part, well, I don't know whether this was an intended effect on the side of Illuminate, but they have the Aatrox, they have the Zac who have the revive, potentially could bait out the initial wave of CC of damage away from close from behind. That being said, the revives are really not that exceptional. You have the Aatrox, sure, the Aatrox ultimate lets him walk around a little bit, but he will move so slow, it's a very easy follow-up catch. So I'm quite curious as to whether or not that was an intended effect, and whether or not this is some kind of overarching plan that they have in mind, or whether this is just gonna be
yeah. Probably all planned by the
all
side.
Planned, yeah.
All planned by the side of
Benefit of the
Illuminate
doubt.
Candylism. So we're about to enter the game itself. So when you look at the keystones, surprisingly,
Holy
Vladimir
cow.
is going for Face Rush. And Face Rush, her secondary runes is actually not domination. She's going for inspiration. Very surprising because as a Vladimir, you want to get the domination tree. You want to go for the Taste of Blood as well as the Ravenous Hunter because the healing is insane.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll go back to your point in a second, but I mean, the triple aftershock on close from behind.
Oh my!
You know that moment where you just realize, just sit to yourself and you realize that holy cow, they are so tanky. I really don't see where the damage is gonna come from to kill them.
I feel that Renekton should have went for another aftershock. For aftershock, he has to run it down mid lane. There's no one that can kill him. He's just gonna be like ARAM mid lane all over.
Truth be told, if he went aftershock, they really would have been just super tanky at this point.
Yeah, he's probably gonna style on them. So now, looking at both teams now, we see that their runes are actually pretty standard, except maybe for the Vladimir. I'm very surprised by the decision to go for inspiration and not for the domination tree. But other than that, pretty standard stuff coming from both sides.
Wonder if that's something that the Vladimir might have been testing out in maybe some solo queue games or something, and then maybe decided that, hey, against a Renekton, this might be a little bit more useful. But I agree with you, because I'm a firm believer in in working with the domination tree with Vladimir. I think that the synergy is something that you really just don't want to give up, but maybe there's some kind of plan that they're working with that I'm not seeing right now. So give it to them for now. We'll see how Vladimir does in lane. Otherwise, so far we're looking to go to a pretty standard start. It's once again close from behind versus Illuminate Candylism, playing a best of 3 for the Thai Grand Finals for the FSL
Qualifiers.
FSL qualifiers, yes, Thailand qualifiers. This is a pretty exciting match. We've seen a couple of games coming in so far for the night. This is the watching the lower bracket now, moving up to the higher brackets once again.
And let me just want to highlight that close behind Esports have actually won Illuminate Candylism in the winner bracket before Illuminate Candylism had to face the Pace of Palace in the loser bracket. So, by right, close behind Esports know how to defeat them, and I want to see how they actually utilize this, especially a roaming support with the Alistar. I want to see him not sit in the bottom lane, but move around. Get the Moe's boots, start roaming around the map. You can actually pressure the Aatrox as well as the Vladimir. Make sure they don't skill.
Yeah, you want to stop those guys from reaching that power spike early on, because I mean they already have this insane late game power spike. If you let them move that late game power spike to the mid game, you really have no way to catching up. So we are starting to see a little bit of discrepancy down the bot lane, with them losing a little bit of EXP, I believe, with that first minion lost. So that takes away from any kind of like early level 2 shenanigans that they may be trying to force. So that's a very nice little adaptation coming in from this Lucian Nami lane that I'm quite liking.
And Lucian Nami will punish the enemy bottom lane at least level 1 to level 3. Once the Alistar combo comes in, they have to be a bit wary, because if the Alistar goes all in, it probably means the jungler is somewhere in the bottom lane.
Yeah.
But on the other lane as well, Lissandra and Renekton should be shoving in the Vladimir and the Aatrox pretty hard. So looks like close behind Esports have actually a pretty good mid and top lane duo.
Yeah, looks to be that case. Interesting thing to know as well is that once again Zach going for that full clear. Should be quite effective. We saw that it worked out pretty well the last time around, considering Sejuani was able to find a couple of ganks, but that wasn't able to translate into much. So using this time, Zach's able to find a full clear, and that's great for her.
Yeah, and interesting enough, Aatrox actually burned away his pot, so he will get chunked out pretty low by the Lissandra if Lissandra plays aggressively. But it seems like her mana is running out a little bit, so she has to control her aggression a bit. And Zach is hovering in the mid lane, so taking with the Skull Crab, so if she plays a little bit too aggressive, she might get punished.
Yeah, great sustain coming in for the Lissandra with the Corrupting Pot. Sejuani now moving up into this mid lane, trying to find a little bit of catch. Zach was going for that bot side Scuttle Crab, and now moving into the mid lane. Legend comes out.
Oh my goodness!
First blood for the Zach.
Jacket,
Tons of damage. Oh, to get the W off a little bit more might be enough. Flash roll with auto tech. No, why? Cowards, fight more, man.
Zach should have went in for a flash, and cause he has the revive, he will probably survive that, but no, he's gonna take it slow. And that was a good counter gang coming in from the side of Illuminate Candylism. Yeah.
Oh, Zach had the red buff too, right?
Yeah.
That was the flash auto attack red buff, but that would have been a kill.
Yeah, definitely a kill. And he had the revive. So there was no way Zach dies unless the Lissandra came back on time and managed to kill him. But I feel that should have been a second kill going over to the side of Illuminate Candylism.
Unlucky. It's okay though. First blood, I would take that. Any team would take that. So looking like a still pretty good start coming in from Illuminate Candylism. They just played a game themselves. So they are still off the high from that win. Does mean it's a little bit more stressful though, because it doesn't even feel like it's a best of 3 anymore. They literally feel like it's a best of 5 because they just played a bunch of games.
And now we're looking at the side of close behind Esports. They really right now want to stabilize the game, get the Lissandra to level 6, and then play around the win condition. And
forcing the flash away from the Xayah. I actually like that. I respect that. You know, the Xayah respected the potential damage coming in from the dual lane, the Lucian Nami early game. Just immediately flashes away, no hesitation.
If she didn't flash that, she would have died. Even though she might have burned her heal, she'll probably have died as well. So very good play coming from the side of Illuminate Candylism. Now Sejuani is hovering in the bottom side. Zach has actually backed off and he bought the upgraded jungle item as well as the Cinderhall.
Yeah. That was a quick buy.
What's it called? Balmy Cinder? Yeah, Balmy Cinder.
Yeah.
So the Zack's actually pretty far ahead compared to Sejuani in terms of clearing speed as well. So you're gonna see how this Zack continue to impact. I want to see him at least impact the mid lane more, because top lane won't be much of use until around level 6 when Zack has the ultimate. Zack's level 5.
I've actually been seeing a quite interesting adaptation from a couple of players to start picking up what's it called, futures market, to start buying jungle items faster on their respective junglers.
Yeah, I think that has been pretty common for junglers who has
like
slow,
strong power spike.
not really strong power spike, but more like
Yeah.
slow spikes, because if you're always failing to clear fast enough, you want to always get item faster, and that's always the future market, which gives you the option to be like 200, 300 go in depth. And now look at that coming in.
Up in the top lane to get a damage auto renekton, face rush
but
coming
that's not
forward.
gonna be a kill.
Too far away.
The Vlad doesn't have damage yet, so that was definitely no kill coming in. But it was a good attempt.
Yeah, still puts the pressure onto the renekton. Doesn't force the flash away though. Just gonna mean that the Zac gets spotted out. They didn't invest all too much in this top lane, so it's not the biggest loss for him just yet.
Yeah, I want to see what this Renekton goes to, in terms of his pathing and items. Because some Renektons I've seen in solo queue have actually moved over to Wit's End as an item. And for Renekton players, you don't usually go Wit's End because you want to go for the CDR. But I've seen some Renekton players going for Wit's End just because for the MR. And against a Vladimir, you definitely need the MR.
If you want to try and look for that magic resist, Wit's End could potentially be something that you opt for. I think there's something that says that CDR is like the most expensive stat in the game. Now charging on this mid lane to get the claw out. The Lissandra does manage to get away.
That was unlucky. The Q almost hit the Lissandra, but Lissandra managed to get out on time. And Lissandra's actually playing this matchup pretty well. He's at least ahead in terms of CS. Just that the Aatrox has that one assist, so pretty good standard stuff coming from the side of close behind Esports. Sejuani still scaling a little bit behind the Zac, but she still should be pretty much as strong as Zac. Xayah falling behind the Lucian because that's expected of this Lucian matchup. In the top lane, the Renekton is actually doing pretty well compared to Vladimir. Has already backed off, gets the item, so he's managed to look like he'll be able to shove in the Vladimir pretty hard. And Vladimir's still not backing off, so it's actually a pretty good win for the Renekton, because Renekton can shove in and force the Vladimir to teleport back to the top lane.
Big wave, tons of CS for the Renekton here, and just gonna be able to take that. I think that's kind of something that the Vladimir had intended in the first place. She just kind of said like, okay, you know what, I'm probably gonna have to TP back anyway. I might as well spend this time to just free farm at this point. You know, get more gold to get the items that I want.
Oh,
nice
look at bot lane.
Double knock up down the bot side, but I'm not sure whether this translates into anything. The ultimate coming in from the Alistar already. Nice use of the Q. They do see the Featherstorm coming out. The lockdown onto the Zac. Zac gets taken out. Flash away from the Alistar. Burn down for the Ignite, but the Flash Q away from no, Vladimir over into the face of the enemy. Had no way to cancel that teleport and will have to flash over the wall there.
That was a little bit over ambitious from the Vladimir. She had no items and she still teleported down to the bottom lane. So that was a wasted teleport coming from the Vladimir, and the wave is actually shoving in favor of the Renekton. So that was a bad teleport, and now she's gonna lose out a lot from that.
Oh my goodness, mid lane!
Oh my god, Lissandra is getting smashed by its Aatrox, and now Sejuani tries to fight.
What? No! Level 5 Sejuani! What's going on? The misplay coming out, and Sejuani gets taken down. A free kill over to the Aatrox, and Aatrox pulling ahead. That's a Kindle gem? Aatrox just does so much damage. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the CDR, the 10% CDR actually does a lot for the Aatrox, because the new Aatrox, not really new, but after the rework, Aatrox is really more skill focused in terms of the cooldown. So getting the early Kindle Gem as well as even the Warfield Callhammer, if she just got it.
Yeah.
So it's actually very effective for the Aatrox. So going for the extra CDR, wave clear faster, you do more damage. That's all Aatrox ever needs. And Sejuani that was uncalled for in terms of trying to go and even engage on the Aatrox, because you will never win the Aatrox because the Aatrox has ultimate.
You can't look down at this Aatrox, man. maybe there was some kind of call. I wasn't 100% sure whether Aatrox still has ultimate. I think the assumption is that she didn't have her ultimate, which is why the Sejuani went in. It looks like it's down right now, so I'm probably gonna say that's the case. But even then, you just kind of have to respect the Aatrox.
Yeah. So right now we looking back at the win conditions for both teams again. I highlighted that for the side of look at that.
Over to the mid lane. No ultimate on the Aatrox just yet. We'll see himself getting locked down. Has to try and flash away. Zac coming in now, but there's gonna be a quick kill. Alistar roams over to the mid lane. The blue smite, and Saba Blue gets that free kill.
I honestly feel that kill should have went over to the Lissandra, because Lissandra with the kill will probably benefit better, get the items faster. But maybe to secure the kill, maybe the Aatrox was gonna outplay it.
I mean, I don't think there was much risk of that at that point. I don't think they could have done. There was much that could have possibly been done that could have lost them that kill. Not exactly sure. Oh no, the Zac has ultimate, right? Do I think the Zac press R? Pull them deeper into them.
None of them had flash, so they'll definitely be pulled back further. And the Nami ultimate, that would have been a sick combo.
Absolutely, get that turret dagger on them, pull them back, and whew.
A lot of damage, and there'll probably be 2 kills over to the side of Illuminate Candylism, but they didn't try it. Maybe they're not, as they don't have the
no confidence, man.
Yeah, they don't.
What's the self-confidence?
Where's the confidence in your teammate to pull off the combo?
That's true. What's the self-confidence? What's the team confidence? What's the overall confidence? That's the name of the game at this point.
Yeah. So looking at the side of close behind Esports, even though they are 1 kill behind, they're actually 500 gold hit, and all this is thanks to Renekton just smashing this Vladimir lane. It's not even close. 20 CS down in 10 minutes, 12 minutes.
Yeah, that's it's starting to see it will build its way up, and the gap that's forming up in the top lane might want to see themselves swap lanes relatively soon. Zac over the mid lane. Oh, this is what happens when you have 2 revives in your team. You're just gonna get a nice catch out of the Sandra. The Ignite comes down, 400 Gs over to the Aatrox, 2-1 right now. They are looking pretty strong there. Ferrostorm being used, gets the callback. A bit of damage onto Lucian, but with tons of sustain for the Nami. I don't think there's much to be lost here. Sejuani up at the top side, trying to find a catch onto this Vladimir, but Vladimir playing it safe.
Yeah, and now looking at Aatrox and Zac, they both stayed in the mid lane to get as many target plating as we can. So they're probably pretty rich, and Aatrox is gonna shove this lane before backing off. Whew.
This is the welfare quality. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer.
Oh, that's just sad. The Syndra not gonna TP to the mid lane, so yep, probably free plating to Aatrox.
TP's bot side. Okay, now the collapse coming in. They find the stun onto the Nami. Surely, yeah, they will be able to do so. The Ignite comes in as well. There's a flash away from the Xayah and Ignite away from the Alistar and a TP from the Lissandra. That's 3 spells committed down to the bot lane to catch that Nami. Is it worth it? Honestly, is it worth it? I don't know.
Yeah, they might be able to get a playing in the bot lane, so it might be a worth for the TP in the end. And Xayah getting the kill is definitely in favor.
53 gold split 3 ways though. Is it?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, but Xayah getting the goal and the kill definitely favor the side of close behind Esports, because right now the Syndra is not really doing that well. So you want to enable the other guy who's doing pretty good, which is the Xayah or even the Renekton.
Oh no! Oh no! The misplay gets caught out.
Oh, but that was a sick 1v2 coming from the side of Renekton. Zac shouldn't have been playing in the top side. We already mentioned that win condition for the side of Illuminate Candylism is by the mid lane or the bottom lane. So going to the top lane, which is very favored to the side of close behind Esports, is something Zac shouldn't do, because Vladimir can just sustain it out. All he has to do is just farm, throw about the wave, get healing from the wave itself. So there's no need for you to gank the Renekton. But I think a little bit over ambitious from the side of Jughead, thinking that he can get the kill, and what a good outplay from the side of the Renekton.
Yeah, honestly, sure, yeah, the Jughead shouldn't really be playing around the top side. I definitely agree with you there. But can we just recognize the sick outplays coming in? Now over the mid lane, they might be able to find a catch on this Aatrox, but he still has her ultimate up. She's chasing in, looking for this catch. She has to sustain.
Oh no, that damage from the Aatrox demolished the Sejuani.
That ultimate duration lasted so long. Aatrox just would not go down. Finds the final Q, gets the dunk onto the Sejuani, and it's a quick kill. Flash still up in Sejuani. She wasn't expecting the damage. Let's be real. Nobody was expecting that damage, right?
Yeah. And they actually even nerfed Aatrox's ultimate duration. It went from 12 seconds, it goes down to 10 seconds, but that still felt a little bit too long. And again, we already mentioned that Sejuani shouldn't play by the mid lane, she should go to the top. But Sejuani is still making the wrong call to keep going to the mid lane. You can't kill the Aatrox at this point in time. You need to force your engage somewhere else. The Vladimir is definitely an option because Vladimir against the Renekton was smashed that lane. So, I'm very curious why the decision making to keep ganking the mid lane. Because Lissandra can just keep wave clearing and avoid a fight. But Sejuani keep forcing the fight in the mid lane.
Yeah, I guess it's sort of like this like plea for help from the Lissandra. Like, hey, you know, maybe a free catch on Aatrox if you come mid lane.
And look at that, he's hovering in the mid lane again. Another gang coming in. Oh no!
Nice call coming in. Sejuani misses the Q and they draw away from the claw. Now Lissandra are gonna get locked down. The boost might coming in. The dunk, the electrocute, one more auto attack, it's a free kill. Now they're chasing under Sejuani. They have the aftershock on Sejuani. She will be able to get away. And look at the damage. Taking his mid lane turret too.
Aatrox being banned out the previous 2 games. Now you see why Aatrox is such a strong pick. Just demolishing the Lissandra. Sejuani has no chance, even though she's trying to build. Even though she has a tabby, she's getting deleted by the Aatrox.
This sounds like a YouTube video, man. This sounds like they banned my Aatrox for 2 games. See what happens when they don't.
Yeah,
some clickbait title like that.
Highlight video of Inky with the Orianna and now the Aatrox. You ban my Aatrox, I'll give you the Orianna, but now I'll give you the Aatrox.
So now, I mean, it looks like a pretty clear game, right? You put the gold onto the Aatrox, Aatrox is going to do work. At this point, the only potential threat is maybe the Renekton, but I'm quite convinced Aatrox beats Renekton, right?
Maybe I felt that they should have done the lane swap earlier. Maybe pit the Renekton against the Aatrox, at least it'll be more even in terms of the matchup. And Lissandra can definitely outshow the Vladimir because her skills are just so easy to use. He just cue the wave, push the wave on the turret. Vladimir have to try and soak up the CS on the turret, and that'll be very difficult for the Vladimir because her skill cooldown are pretty long in the early game.
Yeah.
So it actually very curious why they didn't do the lane swap. Was it just because Salmon Pink is not comfortable with Renekton, or is it just because the Renekton player itself feels that he can't take over the Vladimir, but the Lissandra is not showing up in terms of just keeping the Aatrox down?
Yeah, that might just be the case. Otherwise, at this point, it might be a bit late for close behind to try and switch lanes. You know, if they go and try and switch lanes now, the Aatrox is way too big for the Renekton to deal with. And Renekton being melee means that he has no fall of in, per se. Actually walking over here right now.
Oh no!
Vladimir might be the final catch here. They will be able to just jump in. Nice call coming in to get the ultimate off, pulling things back. Nice use it, but it's a miscommunication. Oh, walks right out from the top side river.
That was so unlucky. That was very well played from Jughead, flashing in front of the Renekton and R-ing him back. But Inky moved forward and they moved backwards, and it was unlucky.
Played that so well, but they just did not communicate that properly.
Yeah. And on the bottom side, actually, Rainy actually went over for a very early Grievous Moon execution of Cunning.
Isn't that like the second worst item in the game?
Yeah. She went for early, and she's not even going against the Vladimir. So I'm very curious why this is happening. And bottom lane, they're gonna gank.
Big commit down the bot side. They force a flash away from the Nami, but that's another summoner spell committed from the Renekton.
Renekton teleport as well.
But that's gonna be top turret given up in exchange for this, I believe. Oh, actually not yet. Yeah,
this is still too far. Vladimir hasn't had enough item, but this might definitely be bottom turret unless Vladimir has no TP as well. So it's gonna be a 5-man bottom. Can they get the turret over? Zac do an outplay. Zac's actually going bottom lane now.
Yeah, they're moving in here, trying to look for the lockdown onto Lucian to get the stun off. Wow, big knockouts coming in, but the Aatrox has a ton of damage, but stuck in between 5 people. Will he be able to unlock that damage? Zac now moving forward, looking for the catch onto the Xayah. The Featherstone comes out, the callback onto the Feathers. Manages to get the lockdown onto Zac. It's a big shutdown. Renekton goes a massive, and over on the other end, Zac gets taken down too. 3 dead on the side of Illuminate. And what a play coming out, close behind. They went from behind and now they're closing from behind.
They're closing from behind and now they are in front. Close behind Esports shows why this Renekton pick works for them. Renekton, even though they were bombing the Illuminate Candylism, still tried to bring format, tried to salvage the situation, but it wasn't enough because Renekton was with the teammate. Renekton is the one with all the damage and all the goal. He smashed again, he got the bounty from the Aatrox, and now Renekton is definitely way here on the curve.
Yeah, that's just an unfortunate reality right now. There's so much potential crowd control that can be chained up on the side of close behind. They play that so well. You have that big double knock-up, headbutt, pulverize coming in for the outsider set up the fight, the Sandra lockdown onto the Lucian. It was just such a beautiful fight overall. Now Cash coming in. This is the return. They finally have their own ultimates being used right now. Teleport coming in for the Sandra. They're not able to follow up with the 5-5 man over in the mid lane. They respond so well despite a stellar engage coming out from Illuminate. They're just not able to close things off. No kills over in the end.
Yeah, Renekton managed to escape. The bounty didn't manage to fall off, so no one managed to get the 850 gold bounty onto the Renekton. That's a lot of gold. Rift Herald now summoned to the mid lane. Illuminate Candylism trying to take advantage of the situation where Renekton have to back off to get this mid tier to turret, and Illuminate Candylism bounce back.
Yeah, it's such a back and forth. I mean, it's difficult to fully assess who's gonna be able to come out hit because you have these moments of absolute brilliance, incredible team fighting, stellar performance and mechanical skills, and then you have these other moments where you're just like, huh? What
just happened?
What just happened? And it's this back and forth between both sides that makes this game so unpredictable for everybody right now. But it's always winnable. It's always up in the air. Looks like we will see close behind pick up this dragon there.
Yeah, it was being glitched by the side of Illuminate Candylism, and Renekton from that back managed to buy a Titanic Hydra and as well as the Ruby Crystal directly from a Tiamat. So that's actually that 3k in his pocket. So that was a very big purchase coming from the side of the Renekton as well. So Renekton is very, very strong right now.
Yeah, Renekton as an individual, as a team fighter, is a powerhouse. No other way around it. So they have to play around the Renekton. If there's no way around the Renekton, then they're just gonna get CC chained so hard by the enemy team.
Yeah.
I feel like, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but here's what my hypothesis is, right? You take the Aatrox, you put the Aatrox in another lane, you hope that the Renekton comes to you, and then you try to force the Renekton
onto the Aatrox.
Yeah, where you have your strong player versus their strong player, as opposed to trying to have the Aatrox stick with the team.
Yeah, now Renekton is solo pushing the top lane, gonna get the free target as well. That's a lot of money coming to the side of the Renekton. This Renekton is really just getting all the income.
Cha-ching! You get that free cash right here.
Yeah, and Vladimir now at the bottom lane, so Vladimir might get the bottom turret. So it's just a trade back and forth. I get the top turret, then the enemy will get the bottom turret. So it's trade. But I feel right now that the bottom turret should be the priority for the Vladimir because his teleport is up. But Renekton with his teleport not up, he should be sticking close to his teammates.
Yeah, it's that yin and yang, perfect balance. So Renekton sticking close to his teammates, as you mentioned, because he doesn't have that ultimate available. Aatrox now moving in over to this mid lane as well. Pops that ghost blade, I believe. So he tries to move in very quickly. But look at the additional boost from the Cloud Drake, really just helping him rotate very quickly. They do lose that mid lane. Oh, Featherstorm coming out. We might be able to see the ultimate coming in. They do grab away the outside, but is that a fight they want to take? Renekton jumps over into the backline. Tons of damage. Aatrox does manage to shut down the Xayah. There's one kill heading over, but it's a trade back. ADC for ADC. Aatrox trying to take down the outside on the back end. Vladimir dishing out some damage, but he's stunned. He's locked down. It's a double kill. It's a triple kill. And where is it supposed to go? Aatrox versus the world. It's a 1v3. He gets blue smited. The chilling smite slows him down. Flash for flash. The stun coming in. He tries to use the root. He tries to get the stun onto Lissandra, but it's an ace. 4 kills with the Renekton, and he's going massive.
Yes, Illuminate Candylism tried to force the fight, but the Renekton was with his team. They shouldn't have fighted because Renekton is the one with all the gold. They should have waited for Renekton to went to the bottom lane, but no, they forced it a little bit too early. Renekton was there for the whole of the duration of the fight, and that was massive for the South Renekton. He managed to get 4 kills.
4 kills.
And now he's on a 1,000 gold bounty. I think he has at least 2k in his pocket right now. He'll be able to just get the Star Gauge or even the Guardian Angel. That's a big fight coming in for the side of team close behind Esports. And now they're just ahead of the curve. 4,000 goals ahead.
Yeah, that's I feel like the 4,000 gold might actually just sit on the Renekton this one, right? He might just be 4,000 gold on this counterpart.
Just backs off and purchased a Guardian Angel one hole by himself. So that is a big win coming in. I actually think that he can call this like close behind Renekton sports. You know, like directly all behind, directly everything behind the Renekton. Oh, look at the goal difference.
It's like 3,000 up.
Yeah, he's 3,000 up. His closest teammate, which is the Zaya and the Lysandra. So that's a big. He is like 3k ahead. The 3k of the goal is all on the Renekton.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that even the Aatrox is 1,000 gold behind. So right now, the gold discrepancy actually sits within this top lane and bot lane, right? So the Renekton and the Alistar are ahead of the counterparts by quite a significant amount right now.
Yeah. So now, close behind Esports, what they need to do is play behind the Renekton. For what the Renekton is doing in terms of pressure, do not force fights without the Renekton. Let the Renekton push the lane and come to them, and join them as a team of 5, and then force down a fight because they have all the engage. But they need the Renekton because he has all the income, he has all the damage. The main damage dealer is actually the Renekton, so they have to play by the Renekton. They can't force the fight without the Renekton. And on the side of Illuminate Candylism, they have to just slowly scale up because Vladimir is still scaling. He doesn't have enough damage to do much damage. In the previous fight, the Vladimir managed to actually land a 4-man ultimate, but they didn't do much because he's still far behind. And now look at Zac getting caught.
Fight breaks out into the top side, but just a small skirmish. Aatrox actually walks. What is going on right now? Huge tidal wave at the choke point. Aatrox will get taken down. A large amount of damage being dished out by the Zaya right now. Aatrox moves over from the side. That's the first kill coming in. Lysandra collects that bounty for himself. For herself there. And now moving on, the Zac had taken out as well. The passive being used. What was the Aatrox aiming for there?
I have no idea. I just mentioned that, Illuminate Candylism, what they have to do right now is play safe. But Aatrox was like, no, that's why safety.
Defying all odds.
Yeah, he just went all in. The Vladimir has no teleport. Renekton has it. Renekton teleports behind the fight, and that was just unlucky.
Chasing after this Vladimir, he goes into the pool, finds a little bit of safety there. Stun still available on the Renekton, but this is a very powerful team right now. The Zac should be respawning pretty soon. I actually think that he could just make the turnaround. They don't have the ultimates up, but they should have a decent amount of fighting power nonetheless.
And look at that, they are pinging to the mid lane. I wonder what's going to happen. You know, they're actually chasing down team close behind Israel. Looking to see
what is this? What is this? Why are they going for this? Aatrox might just get caught out right now. He does manage to find a couple of dashes away, so that was a risky situation. I think Shilling Smite, a couple of auto attacks. That's what Aatrox did.
I'm very surprised by this decision making coming from the side of Aatrox. This, at least from the side of Inky, she shouldn't have went for the fight, but she went for the fight and she continued chasing. When she shouldn't have chased. Something is going wrong on the side of Illuminate Candylism, but no, look at that. That bush coming from the side of close behind Esports.
Who even needs to recall anymore? Honestly, who even needs to recall? Yeah, just get the Baron aggro onto the Zac.
Oh, that's
take some damage. Now we finally see the Super Minion Wave pushing up on that top lane. So that's going to be something they constantly have to worry about.
But that was a good teleport coming from the side of Renekton. Teleporting just before the fight. When the side of Illuminate Candylism overstep their boundaries, going for the engage, Renekton just TP on time. This is why we see Renekton actually being very dominant in the mid game, because if you have the perfect Renekton flank, you're doing so much damage to the backline, no one would expect it. And Deserved Evil? Elfie or something? Elf? I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but
Deserved Evil.
Yeah, Evil. She's playing out of her mind.
Alright.
She is the main carry this game.
I feel like we need to do her some justice here. We need to figure out how to say the name. So, Deserved, is this supposed to be like a take on Eiffel? Because it looks like Eiffel, right?
Yeah, it looks Eiffel. So Deserved Eiffel?
Deserved Eiffel.
Yeah, Deserved Eiffel. She is the main. She's the main girl on the scene here. She's the one card carrying close behind Esports, destroying the whole of Illuminate Candylism.
So I'm quite curious right now, right? So in your perspective, does the Deserved Eiffel look to try and split push at all? Because it looks like right now, if she's even a little bit late to the fight, they could run the risk of losing. Do you think that's a risk that's worth taking, or should she just stick to the team at all times at this point?
I think for right now, she should stick to her team at all times, especially since her teleport is out and you have Lysandra for teleport. So Lysandra can be one pressuring the other lane and then joining the team after.
Wait, are they going for Baron right now? Is this a thing?
Oh no, they're just clearing the wall. And they're actually starting Baron!
Wait, they're going for Baron right now?
Is this a call?
They literally just got Cloud Drake, right? This is Cloud Drake running towards the Baron. Wait.
Hold up. Teleport coming from the sector.
Wait.
At the back.
Lissandra's coming in. Now Nami might get caught out. Lots of damage onto the Nami. Elsa coming in as well. The head
Nami
pulverized to get the damage off. Lissandra gonna get caught out. Will not be able to use the ultimate on herself. Aatrox now sees his ultimate being procced. The Featherstone coming in.
Oh.
Nice dash back in for the Aatrox, but I'm not sure whether that was worth it or not because he just popped the Guardian's Angel. Now he's caught between 3 players. And she's gonna get taken out. There's no question about that whatsoever.
That was a very weird call coming in from the side of Illuminate Candylism. There's no way they can do the Baron that fast, especially with the team coming of the Lucian as well as the Aatrox not even doing the Baron. There's no way they can clear it. But now look on the side of close behind Esports, they're not the ones starting the Baron.
Oh man, this is a 50-50 game.
Yeah, I don't like this call.
And these people, these have to be gambling people, because the only people that think 50-50 are good odds are gamblers, right?
When you go for your, when you go to
Zag jumps in, that might be a steal coming.
Oh my goodness!
Steal, what is going on?
This game is going bonkers!
Oh.
That was a very bad call from the side of close behind Esports. Sejuani they just focus on getting vision first and slowly choke them out from the vision on the Baron, but no, they decided to go for the 50-50, and Zack, which is a level ahead, goes for the steal. This game is really defying all logic in terms of how Lig is supposed to play. When you think of macro, you think of, oh, I have a teleport disadvantage, I should engage, but no, the Aatrox goes for the engage. And now, I don't have vision on the enemy jungle, I start the Baron, and then my Baron gets stolen.
How many Baron steals do I need to watch in one day? This is the second one. We've watched 2 out of 3 games at Baron steals. Come on, guys.
They need to buck up in the macro, but
they need to zoom in and watch the Baron health.
It's just so unlucky for the side of close behind Esports, because they could have ended the game with the Baron buff, but they took the risk.
I'm pretty sure we said that the first game too, right?
Yeah.
Like the first game they could have ended with the Baron, but they just took so long. This is the same thing again. I still feel like they're in a good position. They just Baron is gonna slow them down so much they might lose the momentum that the Renekton has.
Yeah, and if this game drags a little bit too long, Vladimir will start to be a very strong factor in terms of team fight. But looking at Xayah as well, Xayah is not pre-fed, already completing her rapid fire cannon, her IE, and she even has the executionist culling, which she actually got as the second item, which I was very surprised, but she has it, so Vladimir might be not able to heal up as much as she can. And the Renekton's every 4 items completed with the Star Gauge. Lissandra most likely going over for the Void stuff, so actually, close behind Esports are looking pretty good.
They're like the worst 2 items in the game, like the worst item against Last Whisper, followed by Executioner's Calling.
So prioritizing it was actually not too sure why.
Yeah, she wasn't even facing the Vladimir yet, right? So
is Nami healing that humongous? I don't think so. Maybe if it's a Soraka, yes, I would agree getting the
yeah, if it's Soraka, like, okay, sure, I could get the Grievous Wound effect that you want from that, but it's not
it's
like
just
that's...
Nami. She only has an E to heal.
That's true, that's true.
And look here, coming from the top lane.
Looking for the cash. Oh, the nice bait from the pool. Such a good play there.
That was good coming from the start of close behind Esports. Now, when Renekton is trying 1-on-1, Aatrox losing the 1-on-1.
Wow, that's just great play coming in. I mean, the ultimate at the end, maybe not necessary. Headbutt pulverized onto the Nami, the CC chain coming out. They're looking for the catch onto the Zac here. Oh man, ultimately he pulls them back under the Nexus turrets. That's 1 kill going down. The Xayah gets taken down so very, very low. Alistar will be the first to fall in this team fight. Renekton falls shortly after. Lissandra on the side. Lucian gets the shutdown. They're chasing after the Sejuani. The stretching strike, the pullback, the auto attack, and then
going on? What is going on in this game? That was so messy coming in from the side of close behind Esports. They had the inhibitor, they just had to back out, but no, Renekton teleports into the top lane, and he actually dived into the fountain, so his Guardian Angel didn't proc at all. And because of his Guardian Angel didn't proc, he just died under the fountain. It was a lost fight for the side of close behind Esports. And right now, Illuminate Candylism is taking the advantage and now pushing down mid lane.
This is one heck of a game. Gets the Baron, reverses the game.
They're actually going for the Elder Dragon, which is another win condition for the start of Illuminate Candylism. This is going so wrong for Close Behind Esports after the dive.
If they get this Elder Dragon, it actually could mean quite dire situations coming in from close behind. But please tell me that they get the steal. I mean, we've been watching every steal come out so far. Tell me they get the steal from this one too.
Well, Alista still did with his headbutt pulverized.
Sejuani was alive for quite a while. What was he waiting for?
Sejuani's dead, and she's actually moving away. She's not gonna try to steal it. Alista coming in over for the steal.
Oh, they get
no, Elder Dragon reset.
Ah, dang it, didn't reset enough. Okay, Renekton's here now too. They pop the tidal wave. The Elder Dragon gonna go down. They do manage to find the secure kill first. That's gonna be a little bit of damage onto the Zac, but they're not gonna be able to find anything. The Slime Man will find himself quite easily
going for the kill on the Vladimir. Vladimir is segregated from his team. Vladimir flashed
away
out.
from Vlad.
So in the end, it's actually a win for the side of Illuminate Candylism. Elder Dragon going over to the side. But Baron is spotting in 1 minute. That is where we want to see the action coming in.
That Baron is going to be, I think, the deciding factor for this game. I think Elder Dragon buff should still be up by then.
Yeah, but it's going to probably be up for about another minute, I guess.
Yeah, it'll be such a small window. I think Elder Dragon right now is going to be effective for them to try and secure vision around Baron Pit, but come Baron fight, come the Baron dance, it's going to be over. There's no way they're still going to have the Elder Dragon buff, which means that they need to use this to its full advantage right now.
So right now, the Renekton's looking for the last item. I assume it's going to be the Death Dance, or if not, the Essence River. And the Aatrox as well, most likely going for the Death Dance as well. Vladimir has completed the Void Style, so she should be doing enough damage, but probably last item, Rabadon Death Cap, that would probably be the peak of the damage. And Xayah still not completing her next item yet. Lucian just completed his Rapid Fire Cannon, so Xayah will still do more relevant damage in the team fight compared to the Lucian.
Yeah. I think Lucian is reaching the point where Lucian is facing Lucian problems, right?
Yeah, he's falling off.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's 37 minutes into the game, you still have not completed your 4th item. Lucian, compared to Xayah, will fall off this late to the game.
Absolutely. Lucian no longer has that insane dueling pressure that he had previously, and if he steps up, he's just going to get popped by the enemy team, so losing out on quite a bit of space for them to breathe in right now.
And Xayah is still not nearby because Xayah backed off, and now look inside of Illuminate Candylism. They are starting to bear. And look at Renekton.
Wow, they're actually going for this right now. They have the Elder Dragon buff, and that's leaving them a little bit cocky. I think Redemption coming out as well. The Zac
look at Lucian!
Shut down onto the Lucian. Once again, we're talking about Lucian problems. That's it right there. But the Renekton might get taken down. No, dashing back and forth has the Guardian Angels as well. They find 2 kills, a trade back for the Aatrox. Flashing forward, Aatrox might be able to find something here, but not able to do so. A triple, a kill, and that's going to be Ace, the Baron Leash, and they managed to find such an incredible fight. The game's turning its head once again.
Close Behind Esports just took advantage of the fact that Baron was damaging the Illuminate Candylism, and now the game is most likely going
This has
over.
to be it. 20 plus seconds death timers. The Nexus turret's going down. Yeah, this is game.
Yeah, there's no way that Illuminate Candylism not win this unless Moby the inhibitor response. But it's still a while before that happens. So game 1 goes over to the side of Close Behind Esports, and that was a very, very interesting game. We see it going back and forth. Close Behind Esports falling behind, then Renekton taking it over, and then Close Behind Esports gave Illuminate Candylism an opportunity to come back. And after that, Close Behind Esports took it back, then give it away again, and then take it back.
You know, Remy, I've been casting a while, right? I've been casting League for like close to 4 years now. Okay, this is just a roller coaster. This is a roller coaster of emotions. The entire day has just been, this team's winning. Oh, that's great. No. They're losing now. Oh, wait. They're winning. Wait, no, they got Baron stolen from them. Oh, wait. The enemy team just got Elder Dragon. Oh shit, they're gonna lose, right? And then just back and forth, and then now we've hit the point where I don't even know what to expect anymore. It's just a roller coaster of emotion for me. It's still an incredible game coming out though. Close Behind managed to take game number 1 of this best of 3 game series. I mean, what do you expect from game 2?
I think that Close Behind Esports actually understands macro game a little bit better than
Illuminate
Candylism, but a bit more of the micro aspect wise, Illuminate Candylism is slightly better. So I feel that right now what Close Behind Esports need to do is just get a similar team comp where they have a winning lane, at least in the top lane, because it seems like the top laner is the main carry. So get the top lane a winning matchup, focus on no balling the top lane. But on the side of Illuminate Candylism, the way back right now is to get priority pick for your top or your mid lane, because right now you don't want your top lane to fall behind to the enemy's top laner.
Yeah.
And then make sure that he's doing decently well against it, so that you're not falling behind too much, and let the mid lane take over the game. Because the 2 games we've seen so far, no, the 1 game we've seen so far from, 2 games we've seen so far from Illuminate Candylism, the Oriana and the Aatrox.
Yeah.
Inky has been the main carry. She's been the one doing all the damage, so we want her on another carry and let her take over the game for you, and not let other lanes kind of delay her from taking over the game. Because Oriana as well as Aatrox has been good, but just a little bit of her teammate not performing up to par.
With that being said, guys, we'll be going into a short break before our second game of this best of 3 game series. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Yeah.